Look, Juan, I will admit, it is a little bit weird that with a broken leg, you are still in hospital months later. But who am I to argue with the doctors? Look, in your place, yes, there's been a avoiding goal. But Marco... No, mate, you meant to say Polo here. Polo? No, okay. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Marco has been absolutely sensational, so don't you fret. We've got the goalkeeping position covered. Phone call. Hello? Yes, yeah, Marco is great. I agree. What about him? He's got an injury. I don't want to say Juan this is because you didn't say his name, but it could be a factor. What's the damage? So you're telling me he won't be available for today's game? The biggest game of the season. You know, the game that could secure us top 4. Wait, so who is our backup goalkeeper? I mean, I don't know, and I'm the manager. How is anyone supposed to know? Can you check? Jacobo Sassy. Am I saying that right? Jacobo? You don't know either. I mean, well, I don't know what I was expecting from Physio Jack. Is he good? He's never played a game of senior football before. I mean, you know what? I kind of agree. What could go wrong today? Apparently everything. Yeah, we don't have a goalkeeper. Bit of a situation. How's it going, folks? And welcome back to Atalanta. Today we are going to be ending season number 1. Today, let's moan. Marco, injured. You saw it in the intro. Our second choice goalkeeper, a man who's really become a fan favourite as far as I'm concerned. He's done quite well. He's out for 2 to 4 days. It's only 2 to 4 days. Unfortunately, it's 2 to 4 days where I need him available, because today, to kick things off, we've got Verona. So the plan of attack for today is to end the season. However many games it takes us to find out where we're going to finish, we're going to play them today. You can see here, 1 match played since last episode against Empoli. Raspadori scored after 15 seconds. I thought this is going to be a comfortable win. It was not. They got an equaliser in the 63rd minute. We could not respond. And against a team who, as you can see here, languished down in 14th, we dropped points. So just looking at the league table, 3 games left of the season. We've got Verona, we've got Sassuolo, and we've got Bologna. Theoretically, it should be straightforward. 1 win, and I'm pretty sure mathematically we're guaranteed a top 4 finish. It should be really simple. You can see the league table here. Unfortunately, the teams above us, technically still in reaching distance. I highly doubt that Inter and Juve are going to lose all their remaining games of the season. It feels a tad unlikely. As for ourselves, well, we've been in 4th place for a very long time. The board expectation for this season was to qualify for the Euro Cup. That was a top 6 finish. We've been in the top 4 for the vast majority of the season. Today, it's about finishing off the job. I suppose we should acknowledge the goalkeeper making his debut today. Sassy. He's not very sassy. He's 18 years old. Now, the good news is in Serie A, players under a certain age don't have to be registered. The bad news is, Sassy is the best of the goalkeepers who's young enough to not need to be registered. And I mean, when we look at him, he's not very good. Verona are not a terrible team. They started the season amazingly. They have dropped off a little bit, but you can see here they're in 8th. They're doing well. And for that reason, I'm a little bit concerned for the goalkeeping situation today. Now, in terms of team selection, we're going to try and keep things firm at the back. A temptation perhaps to play the more attacking style of play, but no, today we're going to play conservative, at least to start the game. In terms of the team, Sassy is in goal, Soleil at right back, Demiral is going to play in the middle with DeMarco over on the left-hand side. The defence really just picked based on their recent form. I feel like just speaking about defender form, we should talk about Scalvini here. He's been in a really, really good run of form in the youth team, less so in the senior team, but he's training well, he's developing well. A player who I suspect will kind of get semi-regular first team minutes next season. In the midfield for today's game, we're going to go with Darun at roaming playmaker, Koopmaiers in the box-to-box midfielder role with Sandri playing as the centre mid on attack. Ever since he got that goal against Juventus, I feel like he's earned a chance to play at centre mid and on attack. We've got Mela off to the left, Hattabor to the right, and Guiri and Raspadori round off what, at least on paper, is a very, very strong 11. Maybe not our best 11 because of the whole goalkeeping situation, but a team that I still think is capable of winning. So plan of attack for today's episode: win this game, guarantee top 4, have a party. If we fail that, if it continues to go down to the wire, We'll do more and more matches until we know the exact state of play when it comes to our league finish. Of course, tomorrow, we're going to have the start of the transfer special. You guys have been loving the transfer specials with all our series as of late. It's kind of something we started doing with series like this last year. I think they've got more and more popular. So I'm thinking we might even do a 1 or 2-parter over the next couple of days, just so I can go into as much detail with transfers as possible. I feel like when it comes to the squad building, we've laid a really solid foundation this year. I think the summer is going to be about adding some real players of quality and maybe shuffling on a few of the players who, throughout this season I've slated. I suppose all eyes in this game are going to be on Sassy in goal for us. We will keep a keen eye on him. I suppose the main objective for us is to avoid having any shots on target against us. Let's minimise the amount of work he is going to have to do at the back because he is undoubtedly a weak link. He's a player who I half expect Verona to target, and, well, quite rightly so. And he could be called into action here because Verona are on the attack, although Simeone's son is not going to get on the end of that. We deal with it nicely, and now Mela, bringing the ball forward, gives it to Guiri, playing as that complete forward, loves to drop into the space. DeMarco down the line to Guiri. Speaking of the devil, there he is. Lovely, lovely build-up play here. The same 3 players knocking it around. Coop Miners lays it off to Raspadori. My, oh my, oh my. That might be a goal of the season contender. I know it wasn't as flashy as Mela's goal yesterday, that curling effort into the top corner. But in terms of sexy passing football, does it get much better than that? I felt like here, Coop Miners was just going to go on his own, but he has the vision and the presence of mind to know that Raspadori's to his right, lays it over to him, and Raspadori's now got 2 goals in 2. Maybe he's back. I say all of that, and then there's immediately a highlight, and I'm kind of scared that every time the ball comes near us, even if we defend really, really well, we might just instantly concede. I'm not going to get too carried away here until we have at least a 2 or 3 goal margin. Maybe it could happen here, though, because Guiri lays it to Raspadori, who volleys it in. The official on the near side, I can't see his flag. What's he done? Is he flagged? He's not flagged. It's going to VAR. My gut instinct is this is offside. It was a really nice volley. And I'll tell you what, it's a good job I'm not an official. It's a good job my gut instincts mean absolutely nothing. It is 2-0 after 5 minutes. Raspadori, left-footed volley. That's what you get with a striker who is either-footed. Lethal, no matter how the ball lands at his feet. And, well, we'll get a replay. Was it offside? Well, it wasn't even close. Not sure we could have wished for a better first 10 minutes to this game. 2 chances created, 2 goals. Could we make it 3 for 3? We're on the attack here. Sandri lays the ball short there, and now it's with Verona building out from the back. We're trying to press them high and maybe force an error here, but they have played out of the press nicely. Henry with the ball, gives it back to Dalbert. Barak now with the ball, switches it over to Temeze, who has options inside, including Simeone, who is a lethal striker. We've got to be wary of him. Ball to the back post. Henry on Mott, hits the crossbar. Can we get it away from danger? Eventually we can. Why were we dwelling on the ball so much there? I will say, I feel like the way that Verona play, given the fact they've only got wing-backs, kind of helps us with our system. I feel like our 3 at the back system really gets exposed against teams that have high wingers up the pitch. In this kind of game, I feel like we are afforded the opportunity to dominate possession and dominate the game, just like we're going to hopefully do here, because we're working it around nicely. Sandri back to goal, gives it to Mela. DeMarco as the left wide centre-back, now bringing himself forward and into play. Ball played in, Raspadori volleys it. Would have been offside. He's going to be looking for his hat-trick. He very nearly had it there. Verona have had a shot on target, and Sassy, he didn't concede it. So, well played to Sassy. And well, we're on the front foot again. Guiri finishes it. It's going to go to VAR yet again. I think this one is onside. Having already got one wrong, I don't want to celebrate this unnecessarily. It was a really, really nice ball by Sandri, actually, to find Guiri. He squeezes it in. He makes it 3-0. And you know what? This was a banana peel of a game to end the season. We could have wobbled under the pressure. Our young players could have crumbled. They have not crumbled. In fact, I feel like we've played better under pressure to end the season. The win against Juve last time out. We're winning 3-0 here. And again, not even close to being offside. Lovely, lovely build-up play. Nice finish. 3-0. Corner for us. DeMarco going to whip in the ball. Does so. Demiral headers it against the crossbar. And it goes just over. I feel like all the build-up play for us is coming down this left-hand side, and well, it's going to happen yet again here. DeMarco, though, on this occasion is dispossessed. Verona, I feel like, are going to need a response before half-time if indeed they are going to get back into this game. But as things stand right now, little reason to believe that will happen. We have been, well, the dominant force in this game, to be honest. Well, we're looking to play it maybe forward here. We have given away the ball in not the best of positions, but we win it back well. Hatterbar to Raspadori. Has options inside. There is Sandri, all on his lonesome. Lays it through to Guiri. Can he finish it? No, he can't. I think that grazed the top of the crossbar on the way through. It's going to remain 3-0, I think, to end the half. I'll tell you what, that is a performance I think we can be happy with. I mean, if Verona want to come back here, they've really got to start to create a lot more, but we have nullified their system. I mean, look at the team performance here. Everyone is playing amazingly. I am going to make a couple of changes. We're going to take off Mela just to prevent him getting sent off. Hattabor out on the right-hand side is exhausted, but my only issue is only here Mela can play right mid. I think that's got to be something on my shopping list for next season. Elsewhere, Kumanis is having a good game, but you know what? This is an opportunity to rotate things around. I'm going to bring in Malinovsky and try and put him in the shop window. Elsewhere, I'm going to bring in Salcedo for Guiri. I know Guiri's having a good game. Lots of people having a good game. He's not special. We're going to take him off, and I'll also bring in Freuler just to give him a bit of first-team football, because he keeps complaining I'm not playing him enough. So he's getting 30 minutes here to cheer him up. I feel like this is a very typical Football Manager game. You have these games, don't you, where it's 3-0 at the break, you praise the players and tell them they're all amazing, and then the second half, nothing happens. That's been the story of this half so far. With 5 minutes left, I really don't think Verona have got much of a chance of making a comeback, but they're playing like they've got some self-belief it could happen. And well, they've just skipped past our man. I'll tell you what, that would have been an amazing goal if it had gone in. Unfortunately, it's hit over the bar. And well, Sassy, he's had a touch of the ball there. Give him a round of applause. He's done amazing in goal. At this point, I'm desperate to keep a clean sheet. Ordinarily in this situation, I'm kind of willing us to concede, so I don't have to pay out the clean sheet bonuses. But I'll make an exception today for the youngster. Can Sassy save it? No, the woodwork saved him though. It was never going in. Off target, nothing to worry about. We are in extra time here. It is still 3-0. Is there one last goal to end the season? Unfortunately not. Soleil is going to head over. Of course, we have still got 2 games left after this match. I think what we'll do with those 2 games is I'll play them off camera. I'll maybe do a little roundup at the end of each of them. We'll talk about what happened in each. But I want to do a bit of a nitty-gritty breakdown to end the season. Also talk about all the player awards and all that jazz. Just looking at things, a good win for us. It puts us 10 points clear of Roma. They cannot catch us. We are mathematically in the Champions League. And I'll level with you, I'm glad it's not gone down to the wire. I'm glad the goalkeeping situation didn't, well, cause issues today, because that would have been on me. So looking at things here, Champions League football guaranteed. The board have set the budgets for the year. Wage budget of 1.2 million. Transfer budget of 8.74. I don't know why. I thought we'd have a little bit more than that. Look, maybe I'm managing in the Premier League for too long. Maybe I'm just accustomed to the Premier League money. I thought we might get a little bit more money to play with. Of course, I think an ongoing challenge here at Atalanta is going to be maintaining a conveyor belt of talent. That is something that they've done in real life. I feel like that's going to be something that we have to do here. And whilst there are players who I'm attached to, players who I think are untouchable, if the right offer comes in for the right player, we might have to cash in for them as we go through this series. Anyway, 2 games left of the season to quick fire through. I'll join you guys at the end of the season. Game 1 of the 2 left of the year, not gone to plan. 1-1 against Sassuolo. It was an even game. We rotated the team for this one. I mean, can we give a shout out to Sports Interactive for the most useful XG graph ever? The team in black did very well. Yeah, Sports Interactive, please fix. Anyway, one more game. Let's go do that. So we are just coming towards the end of the final game of the season against Bologna. It's hardly been a classic, but it is going to be a win. They had a man sent off in the second half. We were in cruise control, but with it, we stayed 4th place. There was nothing to play for on the final day of the season. And as you can see, with the league table here, from out of absolutely nowhere, Milan have won the league over Juve by 1 point. I think AC Milan were in 3rd place for a lot of this season, but Inter and Juve dropped some points at the crucial moment, and they've capitalised and managed to steal it away. So, yeah, fair play to Milan. They are crowned champions. We received £12 million for finishing 4th place. Our players steal 2.5 million of that for their own gain. What it does mean is, for the first time in a little while, our overall balance is in the positive. Sadly, it doesn't really change the money we have for the summer just yet. So end of season review time. A really successful first year. It was a bit of a weird one in the sense that I feel like we were really steady, but at the same time, we did struggle against the teams that we're going to need to beat in order to progress. Against a lot of the teams in and around us, we were very good. yeah, it was just a shame that really we couldn't get wins against the likes of Milan and Inter that ultimately could have maybe thrown us into a title race. You can see here in terms of new arrivals, DeMarco won signing of the season. He was a bit of a panic buy towards deadline day. 8.75 million though, I think looks like a little bit of a bargain in the grand scheme of things. 7.4 rating for the centre-back. I know it's a bit of a tad unpopular decision, I suppose, to play him at wide centre-back rather than as a wing-back for us. But he really has shone in this area of the pitch, and it's kind of cool to see that already the fans really like him. So, yeah, fan favourite already. And he has won me over as well this year. Elsewhere, when we look at things by ratings, you can see Soleil right up there, £15 million spent, 7.35 rating for him. Similar from Badiashile. To be honest, I think our biggest strength this year was our defence. Yes, it did occasionally get exposed against the better teams, but we were so rock solid against the vast majority of our league oppositions, we were difficult to break down. Of course, Raspadori came in, he got 23 goals, Guiri got 17 goals. There was a lot of pressure on those two players, especially with Zapata and Muriel leaving the club, and I think it's safe to say that not only have they improved a lot on the pitch this year and just got better as players, but they have more than kind of fulfilled what I needed from them this year. They're going to be two long-term options, I think, in the attacking department, and the early signs are very, very good. I'm kind of excited to see how they get on in the Champions League next year. We did achieve the board expectation, which for some reason, it's saying that it was to qualify for the Champions League. It absolutely wasn't. We surpassed the expectations this year. Home attendance wasn't the craziest, only... Well, I say only. 20,000 is a significant number, but only 90% full our ground on average, which is a little disappointing. Hopefully we'll be able to bump that up with future success. Raspadori, top goal scorer for us in the league with 21 goals. And as I said, I feel like when you look across the season as a whole, yes, there were games where we really got exposed, but there were also games where we were very, very solid at the back. In fact, it's kind of odd. When you look at the games we lost them by conceding a lot. 3-0 against Inter, 4-1 against Napoli, 5-4 against AC Milan, 3-0 against Udinese, 1-0 against Spezia. I guess a slight exception to that rule that we were just discussing about. To be honest, we didn't really lose that many games. We just drew a few too many. There were games where Raspadori and Guiri didn't kind of get fully firing, and it's difficult to win when you only score 1 or 2 goals most matches. Interesting to note, our moment to remember was the first game of the season. So we really did peak very, very early on. Match to remember, you can see in the Italian Cup, a 3-0 win over Inter. Goal of the season, it was Mailer's effort from last episode. If you didn't see it, just go back and watch it. It was rather sexy. Just looking at the club's finances, obviously nothing to compare it to in terms of previous years, but worth noting, Raspadori leading the way with shirt sales. He really has been an exciting talent. I guess it reinforces the idea that maybe bringing in younger Italian players in their early 20s might be the way to go to really capitalise on commercial revenue, getting players in domestically. In terms of club reputation, it hasn't changed this year. Wasn't really expecting that without any kind of European football. That is something that I think is really going to start to progress going into next season. It's kind of hard to dispute any of the players being picked here being the best players in their respective positions. That doesn't necessarily mean that I think they all had amazing seasons, but especially in the midfield, Koop Meyers, Pasalic, De Roon, they probably were the best on the whole. I think that is an area of the pitch I'm looking at thinking, we need to do better there next season. Fans Player of the Season went to DeMarco. He also got Young Player of the Season, Signing of the Season. He dominated everything. He had the highest average rating as well. Mailer, in the end, getting 7 assists to his name. Raspadori, 7 Player of the Matches. And yeah, Benoit Badiashile, 76 passes per 90. I don't really understand why passes per 90 is one of the club awards over other stats. But you know what? We'll give it to Benoit Badiashile. I feel like we've not said his name enough. He was very good this year. Worth noting that Scalvini won the Italian Under-17 Best Centre-Back of the Year award, so give him a round of applause. He looks very, very exciting for the future. Elsewhere, Salcedo did pick up Best Under-19 Forward. I'll be honest, he wasn't that amazing for us, and the Best Under-17 Goalkeeper went to Sassi because he was literally the only goalkeeper under the age of 17 at the start of the season who played a game in Serie A. So he kind of won it by default, but fair play to him. He got a clean sheet, 7.1 rating. Question marks over him. There need not be. He was good for us. I don't intend on using him next year, though. So in terms of club vision for next season, not too much changing here. You can see the league expectation is only qualify for the Conference League. So I think the board are conscious of the fact that going into this new season, we're going to be competing in Europe. The fixtures are going to pile up a little bit more. Of course, we are going to have a World Cup to contend with as well, so that's going to add some challenges. The board expectation for the Champions League is to reach the group stage. I'm unsure as to if we get there automatically or not. We might have qualifying rounds to go through. I'm not sure on that. We'll find out during the summer what's going on there. But we are in the Champions League, I think. Whether or not we're in the group stage, I don't have a Scooby-Doo. Longer term aims for the club. They want to be working towards qualifying for the Champions League in a few years' time. Realistically, having just done it this year with our young squad, I want to use this as a building block. I feel like at this point now, 4th place has to be the minimum expectation every season going forward. I want to work towards winning Serie A. I want to work towards winning the Champions League with our team. And, well, the hard work begins now. End of season meeting done. Players are all happy. You just tell them that what they want to hear, don't you, in this meeting? Even if you have different expectations, you just tell them what the board told you they wanted, and the players are delighted. So job done there. Go have a lovely summer holiday, lads. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Raspadori. He won the Fair Play Award for the season. He had the most games played of any player in Serie A without getting a booking at all. So give him a round of applause. He was our player of the year in terms of goal-scoring threat, and he's also just a squeaky clean, good lad. He's just a good, honest player. He's a modern-day Alan Shearer. Was it Alan Shearer who didn't get any bookings in his career, or am I thinking of someone else? There's a striker in England who didn't get a booking in his entire career. I can't remember who it was. Raspadori's their regen. It's official. Apparently, I don't want to speak too soon, I'm in the front runners for the Manager of the Year award. We'll find out if I get that, I suppose, during the transfer special or something. Little bit of a down note to end season 1 on. Facilities downgraded. So maybe an area we're going to have to look to reinvest, whilst, of course, we have had a decent youth intake and our youth recruitment is amazing. There is a little bit of room to grow in the training and youth facilities, and that is something we're going to work towards in the, well, not so distant future. But anyway, folks, I think that wraps things up here for Season 1 at Atalanta. As I've already said, transfer special coming your way, hopefully tomorrow, so keep your eye open for it. Hopefully you're looking forward to it. Let me know when it comes to the team, who would you be looking to move on? Who should I be keeping around? Is there any one of the more highly valued players that you'd be looking to kick out onto the street, maybe cash in on? Elsewhere, is there anyone who's horrifically overpaid? Do I need to reevaluate their squad status? I do expect us to do a little bit of transfer business going into this year, but to be honest, when you look at the average age of our squad, the number of young players waiting in the wings, the vast majority of which we signed this year, I don't feel like this is a suddenly kind of a transfer window where we're going to have to overhaul everything. I think we've done a really, really good initial job. I think really we're looking at a handful of players who are going to add some immediate quality to the first team. If you have enjoyed today's video, do drop a like on it. We're back tomorrow for more. And well, until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.